Okay, hello Ribcats. Here we go. All right, so this is what we're gonna do today. Well, actually, this is a project. It's gonna take several days. I would give you guys all day today on Thursday, all day Friday, and then you can work on it on the weekend if you'd like to. I'm not forcing you all, and then I'll probably give you guys a little bit of time on Monday, and then it'll be due. So what we're gonna do, guys, here in the Google Apps, we already covered docs, we covered sheets, we covered forms. Now we're gonna go with slides. All right. Now this, if you guys have ever made a PowerPoint, it's very similar. We're gonna go to slides and we're gonna click on blank document. Start a new blank one. All right. We're gonna call this. Remember. Let's go ahead and hit got it. Right here on the title, you're going to type in your period. So let's say you're on second period, and this is going to be called college presentation. All right, college presentation. Okay, so these are going to be the requirements of this. Well, first let me show you guys a little bit in case you've never done this before. I'll show you all how to do it. Right here on the right, there's some themes. You can go ahead and choose a theme if you'd like. It's not required. Okay, so you've got your theme and you can just click here and start typing away. All right, if you want to insert a picture, you go to insert image and you can either upload an image that you saved on your computer. You can probably even go to Google and copy and paste in here. Just one thing, when you are going to paste something, don't click in a text box and try to paste. You might run into problems. It's better just to paste right here, in this area. Because I've noticed that, sir, it doesn't paste, sir, it doesn't paste. Well, it's because you're in a text box. Get out of the text box and paste. Okay, now to add slides, we're going to go to add, new slide, the plus sign. So plus, and you can just add away. All right, for this particular assignment, I'm going to be requiring 8 slides in total. And you can give them all the same design, so that way it's kind of coordinated. The colors are kind of coordinated. You can give them, why isn't that work? Oh, I guess you got to drag it. Oh, I guess these just work on the first page. That's lame, if that's the case. Maybe y'all can try to figure that out. If you do want to fix this or change it up, you can go to background here and you can add a color or a background image. Okay, so let me go ahead and open up a Google. Well, in Google Classroom, I'm going to put all the requirements. Okay.
How can I help?
But for the meantime, what I'm going to do is show you some examples from some of my high school students. Okay, now these examples
Top search results.
were done in PowerPoint. Okay, which we are going to cover later on in the year. So, but you guys can do this in Google Slides. Okay, but just so that way you're aware that this is in Google, was done in PowerPoint. So let me go ahead and show you the example from some of my high school students and show you what we're going to be doing here, right? You can see that on the screen. Somebody give me a comment in the chat. Can you all see the PowerPoint there on the screen? Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go to slideshow and I'm going to start from the beginning and I'm going to go over the requirements for this PowerPoint. For this Google slide here. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is you're going to choose a college or university, and you can do the military if that's what you want to go toward. You'll just have to kind of think of a way, just modify it. So on your first slide, what I'm asking for is a picture and a name, something pretty. Now this student here chose Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, so they put this nice aerial image. This is, I've been here. We took a field trip here one time with my high school students, and it's it attracts a lot of students because how cool you're going to school and you're on an island. Like this is your school and it's an island. But that excitement goes away real quick when you realize how humid it is. It's so humid. It's like that. And I'm not one to complain at all, but I mean, it's humid, like ugly humid. So just keep that in mind. I recommend if you are interested in going to Texas A&M Corpus, that you go and tour the campus first on a hot day and see if you want to live in that. Anyway, so the first slide is going to be just a picture of the university, so that way we know what this presentation is about. The next slide is going to be some statistics. Okay, so let's say you choose UTRGV. What are some of the statistics? What is the acceptance rate? That means how likely are you to get accepted? What is the graduation rate? What is the tuition? How much does it cost? Find some sort of statistics that we can, that stand out about the school. It could be maybe we'll go over some more. I'm going to show you another example. All right, and every slide requires 2 pictures. This one just has one because it's a nice picture and it just fit. Okay, but normally I require 1 to 2 pictures. The next one's going to be the location. Give me some kind of Google map or some sort of aerial Google screenshot of where the university is. They put the address. That's what I need on this slide. Okay, 1 to 2 pictures. I'm shooting for 2, guys. 2 pictures per slide. Next one, a little bit about the campus. Give me some campus pictures. So if you're doing UTRGV, and then go to images and show me some nice pictures of the campus. You're trying to get the viewer to like this school and want to go there. And then every university has requirements. So if you're doing UTRGV, you could do UTRGV acceptance requirements, and you can pull up something and you can literally copy and paste. I'm fine with that as long as it looks good. And then find some sort of image. Okay, there's images there. If you go to UTRGV requirements and click on images, you might be able to find some sort of image that will display kind of the requirements or something like that, or just put a picture of a happy student, UTRGV students, and just have like students there, something. But I do require the picture. Clubs, what kind of clubs are available at that school? I don't know if you guys know, but in college there's clubs just like there is in high school. So what kind of clubs, what kind of maybe fraternities are available there? So give me some of that. And then finally the majors. Now if there's a lot of majors, like let's say you pick Harvard, they probably have over 100. You don't have to put them all, you could just put some, or maybe there's a graphic that you can screenshot from the website and just put something on majors. And I know some of you guys who are this type of students that want clear and concise directions and instructions on how to do something. I'm sorry, but this assignment provides you to be creative, okay? So there's no right or wrong way to do it. And then lastly, is there a mascot? What is the mascot of your school? And even if you do choose the military, I think that they have like a mascot too. Okay, so let me go ahead and end this one. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys another example here. And if you're wondering, you just click and you can type in, University of Texas. I was going to write, well, since I went to Pan American, I'll write Pan American. But you can play with all these options, guys. You can change the font. You can do all these kinds of things. Change the font, do all that type of stuff. Change the color. Make your presentation here in Google Slides the colors of the school. What are the school colors? And try to go with that theme. All right, and you can play with these format. And there's some options that you'll find there. Theme. Let me see. Theme. Transitions as well. I forgot to mention this. Every slide will have to have a transition. What is a transition? Well, that's going to be where you have like it dissolves, it fades, and you can put these on all of them. So that way when you're showing the presentation, it has those effects. Okay, let me show you another presentation here from a student, one of my students here. Okay, and that first student, Cleo Robles, she actually went to that. She actually ended up going to that university. I never heard of her again, but I know she did go there. This student, Jimena Gamboa, she went to UTRGV. I know that for a fact. Okay, so she chose New York University, and she put a nice picture here. I don't know if she screenshot that from the web or if she just put a background and she just typed in New York University and found the flame. I'm not sure how she went about that, but the first slide is like a nice picture introducing the university. A little bit about the university, some history, and then the requirements. Okay, so these are the requirements. This is what you need on the SAT, the ACT. You know, it's very important for you guys to know and start being aware of some of the requirements that are required of you to get into college. Okay, I know you're middle schoolers, but like I said, this is a high school class, so that's why we're going over this. Cost of attending. Okay, so this goes under the statistics. What's the cost? You can find, again, she used 2 pictures. That's what I want. And she types, you have to have text as well. You can't just put pictures and call it a day. You need to give me some text. Okay, so what you might be noticing is that this one's a little bit different from the other one. You can go ahead and follow each, whichever one you like, or take from each one. Maybe you can't find the cost of attending for the university, but you have the entrance requirements. Okay, you can take and pick as long as you have 8. Okay, and I'll make a big list of everything on the Google Classroom, and you can choose 8. Okay, and then she has applying. When applying for New York University, it's important to note that the application deadline, so she put the deadlines and all that. You can put something like that if you want. And then here's another one that I had asked, but some students couldn't find. But if you want to do a famous university, you can do this too. Celebrities who attended New York University: Adam Sandler, Lady Gaga, Anne Hathaway, Angelina Jolie, and Kristen Bell. So that's something. This student also put the social media, and look at how nice she put 4 pictures. That's the old school logo of Instagram, by the way. And yeah, but you can do that. This is pretty nice little touch that she did here, and probably now they have TikToks. That's a new thing. So I'll make a big list in Google Classroom of all the stuff you can do. Like I'll put social media, application requirements, or requirements, and then you can just choose 8. You can choose 8, whichever one you want. And the first slide, this counts as 1. Okay, so it's really just 7. You can do an about the university, the requirements, all that stuff. So I'll explain it. I'll have all the requirements in the Google Classroom, but the point is you're going to be making a Google slide with 8 slides. Okay, and if there's any questions, you have today to work on this, Friday, the weekend if you'd like to get ahead, but I'm also going to give you a little bit of time on Monday, okay? And then they'll be due. And you can, as you're working on them, if you have any questions, you can share it with me in the classroom, and I can give you some advice or critique your presentation and see if it looks okay. Okay, so that's going to be your assignment, guys. We're creating a presentation.